Hello once again, everyone. Original Blood Ace back. It's been a while now. Which is, I normally say it's pretty expected that every once in a while I'll go a few days or so without uploading a video on my main channel. So this video is going to be kind of an OBA news video where I'll go over a few stories from today I read about and kind of just a heads up, a message from myself. We'll save that for last, so let's get into the four stories here. First of all, Nintendo has now apparently sold 5.7 million Amiibos worldwide. That's pretty impressive, seeing as they only launched, was it November... When did Smash Bros. Wii U launch again? I don't remember. Was it November 21st? Somewhere around there? Somewhere around there. Or maybe that was the date, who knows. Anyway, that's pretty good, seeing as it hasn't even been 2 months yet, and, they've sold, well, no, but roughly 2 months. Anyway, 5.7 billion in 2 months is a pretty solid amount for a brand new, whatchamacallit, product. So, and that's kind of shocking, I guess, to see, since most places Amiibos are sold out. So it makes me think, did they only ship 5.7 million around the entire world? And if so, if you break it down individually on each Amiibo, then you'd probably be able to figure out, be like, oh wow, they hardly ever made, in comparison to, say, Link, they hardly ever made, I don't know, Diddy Kong or whatever. But anyway, on the next story here, which is also Amiibo related, Super Mario Collection Amiibos are apparently on Amazon.com. Now, doesn't really do me anything. I was looking on Amazon.ca because that's where I'm getting more of my Amiibos from these days. And they're still not there on the Canadian website yet, so, I mean, but go figure. I mean, Canada's always getting fucked over game-wise, or really with a lot of electronic-type gadgets these days. So, whatever. The only thing I could still pre-order if I wanted to, which is, I don't know if it's up on the States yet, especially on like GameStop or whatever, was the Mario Party 10 Amiibos. That's really the only way I could pre-order the Mario Collection Amiibos. But even though I might get that, I don't really care for that Mario Amiibo, to be honest. I really only want, as you can see here, I really only want Toad from the Super Mario Collection Amiibos. That's it. So, yeah. So if you're American and if you're like, oh, I want to pre-order those Mario Bros. Collection, go on Amazon, you can do it there. So let's move on to the third story here, and this is one that hardly seems like we need to talk about it, but Iwata says, the Wii U is not over yet, more unannounced titles to be announced. Now, no disrespect, Iwata, but thanks, Captain Obvious? Like, seriously? I've said this before. I don't know why so many people are just like, oh, Wii U's doomed. Oh, they're canceling Wii U. Oh, it's dead next year. No, it's not. Use your fucking brain. Oh, you can't, because if you could, you would have. Stupid people, stupid people. Either way, Iwata had this to say, Wii U is not over yet. I want to continue to build on playing... Wait, what? Build on playing on people's high expectations for the system. So, to the people who are like, well, we got Mario, we're getting Zelda, you know, what are we really missing then? Now, does this mean F-Zero? Probably not. Does this mean Metroid? Fucking yes, it does. And I'm going to tell you right now, there will be a Wii U Metroid. If there's not, then it'll be a cataclysmic screw-up from Nintendo, which I suppose they're not immune to. But what other things do we expect? Because they do say unannounced titles. Now, before someone says, oh yeah, there's going to be a whole bunch of shovelware. Oh, I hope not. We will probably get, as the rumors are, could be even at this E3, Animal Crossing Wii U. As well as, I don't think Metroid, I still think that'll be next year. F-Zero, I doubt it. Paper Mario, maybe. There was something else. I can't remember what it was now. God damn it, I don't remember what the fuck it was. Oh well. Maybe it'll come back to me, maybe it won't. Either way, there will be more games. Oh, a Pokemon game. That's what it was. See, I knew it would come back to me. Whether it's a Pokemon Snap 2 or Pokemon Snap U, because that'd be kind of a perfect fit with the gamepad, or whether it's a Coliseum or Stadium type game. And I don't count Pokken Fighters, which is still just coming to arcades in Japan. The last time games like those that are coming to arcades first came to a console was like 2 years later. So don't expect Pokken Tournament to be like till 2016, at best, for Wii U, which is like its second last year probably. And I don't give a shit about Pokken Tournament. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is, you don't see Microsoft and Sony going, oh, don't worry, the system's still supported, and it's because people are like, oh, the Wii U's old. It's 2 years. It's been out 1 year longer than PS4 and Xbox One. So, or actually, now that I think about it, okay, yeah. I was gonna say, has the PS4 been out 2 years? But no, that's been out 1 year. So yeah, that's basically, don't fret. If you're like, oh, I don't know about getting a Wii U, if I'm afraid if I get it, then Nintendo's going to cancel it. You got until about 2017 before the next console's coming. So you're fine on that front. Now let's get into the fourth story here, the last one. New details revealed for Xenoblade Chronicles X in latest Famitsu issue. Now apparently these are loosely translated, so they're not 100% guaranteed to be accurate, but let's go over some of these things here. There are supposedly 8 unions your player avatar can join, which I guess are just like a army, a clan, some kind of unit, basically. You can join any within the game and can change union depending on what your goal is. They include loosely translated as Pathfinder, how do you pronounce that? Corpedian, Interceptor, Land Bank, Avalanche Arms, Testament, and Companion. Player avatars have many different options to customize, including their hair color and style, their eye color, their gender, their race, and so on, which we already knew. The Wii U gamepad will display the map as well as show character and quest locations. It also gives you the ability to touch-tap a previously visited location and warp to it. That's very handy, especially for a fucking massive world like Xenoblade Chronicles X. That would have been something handy to have in a game called Dragon's Dogma, though that wasn't on the Wii U, so that wouldn't have been possible. Either way, whatever. Passive online functionality, I don't have a clue what that means. Battles are faster paced. I guess they're talking about compared to Xenoblade Chronicles on the Wii. 4-player, excuse me, I got a frog in my throat there. 4-player party is an option. AI controls other 3. This is not good news. I hope this is not 100% accurately translated, because like they were saying, it's loosely translated. Because if so, that means that literally the co-op is you and 3 AI characters. And this game would be so much better and greatly benefit from co-op, even if it was only 2-player co-op, and then you each have like a teammate with you, an AI teammate. That would be fine for me. But it does not seem to be the case. And it's kind of funny, this is a little off point here, but take Splatoon, for example. Splatoon is made by Team Garage, a new developer with young blood from Nintendo. You know, this is like their first real game of theirs. And what do? They make a multiplayer game that's focused on multiplayer. And then you look at Nintendo, it's like, wait, these guys are part of Nintendo? And you're like, yeah, they are. And you're like, wait, but why are these guys allowed to make multiplayer games and Nintendo doesn't? So it just goes to show you that the new blood at Nintendo, the young blood, the young developers, who will eventually, you know, grow and take shape, they want to do multiplayer. They want to give us stuff that needs to happen. And it's as, what's his name, the former guy from Nintendo who was involved with doing negotiations and whatnot with indie developers, I forget his name, crap. Apologies to whoever you are. Anyway, he was saying that Nintendo, their higher-ups, are just very, very slow at accepting change and very stubborn. And basically everyone has their own opinion, and there's no one leader that just says, like, this is how we're going to do it. So basically, if you shoot out an idea, someone else can say, oh, I support that, but then someone else can say, nope, I dislike it, and it gets shut down. So that's kind of off point, but my point was that the new blood, the young blood in Nintendo, seems to be more wanting to change Nintendo to the point where they should be at. But anyway, let's get back on track here. Introduces a new healing system called Soul Voice, no healers needed. I never played Xenoblade Chronicles, so I don't really know what they're talking about. I mean, obviously a healer is a character that heals you, but I don't know by Soul Voice. That makes me think like you talk into the microphone and it heals you. You'd be like, Soul Voice into the gamepad and it heals you or something. I don't know. 90 different songs in game. That's pretty good. Um, I bet probably like 20 of those are just different battle musics. Um, and then new characters include Nagi and Gwyn. I guess that's how you pronounce it. So again, hooray! I guess I don't really care about that. So a few little details there. You can see a nice little picture there. And then the last bit I wanted to go over here was how do I even start it? I don't want to. I'm not going to give too many details because, frankly, I just don't feel like sharing a lot of my personal life. But how do I put it? I'll just come out and say it like this. For the next, well, who knows how long? Probably for. I can't even give a time frame. I really can't. The rest of the year, anyway. I will be a bit more busier than I have been to this point. So, and by a bit, I mean like quite a bit busier. And it's probably not, and it's not for what you think it is. You're probably thinking, oh, working on my game. No. And that's kind of the sad part, or not really sad, but the disappointing part, disappointing news anyway, is that what I will be doing is going to be taking up a lot more of my time. And so I will probably... Weekends are still the same, so that's something, but during the week, my schedule is different and more busy, and at the same time, it's still kind of all over the place, so I don't think I'll be able to completely keep up with the amount of videos I do for YouTube. Not only that, but I'm also going to have to drastically slow down the process, or progress, I should say, of the game that we are making. So it's a bit disappointing to say, because I didn't want to have to do it, but it was already a pretty slow process, even though we were working on it, pretty much 5 days a week, off and on, here and there, doing little bits of it here and there. But I'm going to have to drastically slow that down. It's unfortunate, but it's just the way it is. So, I mean, you guys didn't even know a damn thing about anything that we're working on anyway. But I'm just saying this as kind of a heads up that it's going to be taking us a lot longer than planned to complete our project. And it's just the way life goes. It's just that simple. I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to go into too much detail here, but basically, like, there's not many of us. I've said that before. There's only a handful of us, and not even half of a handful, like JT and whatnot. And so we... I think I've explained this before in a comment or in a video or something. We as developers aren't typical developers. We don't have the mindset of, we're in this for money. We're in this to, become millionaires. We're game developers because of our passion. We want to make things because, we want to set our imaginations free. We have an idea in our imagination, and we just want to, turn it into a reality, basically. So, what we do is, without going into any great detail, I mostly, myself, am in charge of everything. Now, I don't do everything personally, but I'm involved with every aspect, seeing as it's my studio. But, for example, like, we got my audio guy, he does our soundtracks, he does our, the audio files, all that shit. But with my supervision and, my A-OK, or no, I don't like that, change this here, blah, blah, blah. So I have to do that, as well as, then there's JT, lead programmer, who does all my programming. All of it. But I have to constantly, when he finishes something, I see if it works, and if not, we have to work on it, and so forth, so on. And then there's me. Well, we have a fourth guy, but he's, you don't need to know about him. He's just kind of a apprentice, if you want to call it that. But anyway, and then there's me, who does everything else. Designing the levels, coming up with a story, designing items, enemies, characters, bosses, whatever, So basically, I myself create every thing in the game, every object and stuff like that. But since we don't focus on, money, and we're not rich by any means, so basically, we put our own time and our own individual bits of money that we can spare into our development. So how it's gone is basically we've been kind of coasting back and forth between, different, it differs for each of us, but take JT for example. Like, we don't really get paid at our studio. Like, everyone does it for the love of it. Even though I'm the boss, like, I'll get him food and everything or whatever, but I don't, it's like, it's all free. We only spend our own money and put it into the game. So people like JT, he, I should say, has, a side job, casual side job, just to make his own money. And so basically, for me, this is why I have to slow everything down, and I've kind of said more details than I wanted to give out anyway, but I have to slow down the process of the game because my bank account is just way too fucking low. I need to spend a significant amount of time rebuilding up my bank account. So once that's set, then the schedule will pick up, but I am not canceling our project. I am not completely freezing it. No, I'm just drastically slowing it down. Instead of being able to work on it, 5 days a week, maybe 2 is what I can slow it down to. So just wanted to say that to the people who are, if you're ever going to be like, oh, when are you going to post a new, a picture or something? I'm just telling you right now, as well as, like, if you notice a lack of videos, that's why. It's because, man, I can't fucking talk. I've been talking all day, though, so I'm not surprised. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. I just wanted to say, in case you see a slowdown in the pace of OBA, it's because I've become a hell of a lot busier. So ultimately, I guess it's for the best. So just kind of bear with it, I guess. And I'll still be doing videos, but like I said, probably just not as frequently. There might be times, especially like on the weekends, that time I can still spend, I could still do, a lot of videos if I had to. But during the week, I don't know. It's just kind of up in the air. Anyway, I babbled on long enough. So basically, that's going to do it for this video, though. I will see you next time in the next video, whenever that'll be. I don't know, maybe... Well, I don't want to say that, because that'd be forever, or that would take forever. I was going to say my next video might be the unboxing of, like, Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate or something, but that's not till the 13th, so... I'll do a video, of course, before then. Probably a few, but I don't know what. Anyway, that's it, so I'll see you next time for more videos coming soon, as always.